It's me, TwinBlast, the coolest guy in Agora. And today, my buddy Zylok is gonna show you how to use me, TwinBlast, the coolest guy in Agora. Now, I'm usually a suns out, guns out kind of guy, but today and every day, I'm wearing my cool guy jacket. And I've got a special message for all you ladies out there. Why don't you ditch the rest of these zeros and get with this hero? Heh, hero.
Thank you, TwinBlast, for that super cool intro. What is up, guys? Zylok here, back for another Paragon hero guide. We're going to be talking about TwinBlast today, who is a very fun hero to play and, in my opinion, quite strong on the current patch. So, as always, brief kit overview. We're going to do a beginner deck option for those new to the game, advanced deck option for those with better cards, and then we're going to go into some gameplay footage showing TwinBlast in action. So, to start off, Double Shot is his basic attack. 28 physical damage, which is pretty weak. It's important to build damage on TwinBlast early because early on he really doesn't do a whole lot. Rocket Dash, by far his most important ability. I always start with this because of just the potential. You can use it to set up plays, or you can use it to get out of harm's way if you get caught out. Nitro is his attack speed buff, 19.5 attack speed over 6 seconds, which is always useful. Grenade is his AoE slow. It's a damage ability, but also applies a 150 point movement slow for 3 seconds. So use that in team fights to catch people out if they're trying to get away, or you can use it later on once you've got some damage to help clear waves. And Barrage is his ultimate. He's going to fire rockets from both arms through minion waves, and it's going to be increased range. So you can use this to actually wave clear, which often I do early on, or you can use it to attack people from farther away, for example if they're under tower, or if you just want to stay in a safe range. That's going to be his kit. We'll go right into the beginner deck here. So this is just a pretty basic deck. Warlord is going to be your prime card, because you want that for the additional damage buff. Standard consumables, your Harvester Key, Scout Ward, and then your Health and Mana Potion. So you have the option, you can do a safe start with some potions and a ward, or you can go straight for an item start. Either way, Amulet of the Veteran is going to be your first item. Throw 3 strikes on it for some early game damage, and to finish it off quickly for the health bonus. After this, you want a Windcarver Blade. You're going to put 2 kinetics and a major strike. So we're going to build more damage and then start building some attack speed here. Spear of the Rift Hunter for your third item. We want 2 major strikes and a major wound. So at this point, we're really focusing on damage, and we're going to start to incorporate some crit in the build. After this, your 4th and 5th card are going to be another Windcarver Blade and another Spear of the Rift Hunter, but do them in whichever order you choose. If you want the raw damage, go with the Spear. If you prefer the attack speed and value that more, go with the second Windcarver Blade first. Either way, the second Windcarver is the same as the first, 2 kinetics and a major strike, and then your second Spear of the Rift Hunter is actually going to be 2 wounds and a major strike. So at this point, we've got damage, crit, and attack speed. We want to finish off the build with Blade of Agora, putting 3 strikes on it to finish it off quickly for that 50% crit bonus. So that's going to be the full 60-point build. I do have a Lord's Key and a Lord's Ward as options. If at any point you feel they would be useful, you can throw them into the mix at some point in the build. If you are feeling like you are unsafe and you need some more vision, grab a Lord's Ward. If you find that your team is not putting up harvesters or the enemy is constantly destroying them, be a bro, grab a Lord's Key, and throw down some harvesters for your team. So that is the beginner build. The advanced deck option, which this is what I use when I play TwinBlast. Again, Warlord for your prime card. Your consumables, I've actually got Health and Mana Potions, a Harvester's Key, I've got a health token for early game health, and I've got 2 bump juice cards. So I find these extremely useful early game. A lot of times the enemies don't see the quick health boost coming, and it could end up being a kill in your favor. So again, you can do a safe start or an item start. I prefer to start straight with an Impact Hammer. So the front-loaded damage is nice on this card. 2 major strikes and a wound for here. It'll give you some nice early game damage, which TwinBlast desperately needs, and then a little bit of crit. After that, go into your Wind Carver Blade. I like to put a Brutal Kinetic, a Vicious Kinetic, and a Strike. So this is going to start giving you some nice attack speed so you can really lay on those attacks when you're close to an enemy. After this is done, you can go into your second Wind Carver Blade, which this one's going to be a little bit different. Major Strike, Kinetic, and a Minor Strike. So this one will get finished off faster. Once this is done, build a Brand of the Iron Eater. So that's going to give you more crit and some lifesteal. The lifesteal is really useful for obvious reasons, but it does help you stay on the map longer. You don't have to base as much for health, which I find is very, very useful because you can, push extra waves, do whatever's needed around the map, and go back with more points, making your base backs more effective. So after that, you can throw on a Blast Harness, give you some more attack speed with 2 Kinetics and a Brutal Kinetic, and then give you that 50% crit bonus. So that actually is the core build. The last card is a Rust Breaker. Now this one, there's a lot of upgrades on it, and it's situational. So you're definitely going to build this card. It's just a matter of when. So if you find that the enemy team is extremely tanky, you can throw this in as your third item and start building some armor penetration. If you find that they're not, you can save it for the end. And then I like to put a lot of upgrades on it to give you some options. If you feel like you need a lot of armor penetration, just go full pierce upgrades with 2 pierces and a major pierce. If you just need a little bit, you can do 1 pierce card and then 2 damage cards. So you have the flexibility depending on what you're up against with the enemy team. And either way, just make sure the upgrades are 10 points, because that's going to give you a full 60-point build. And then again, throw on a Brawler's Key and a Brawler's Ward if you have them. I just put some other damage upgrades on them just in case I need to use them at that point and then sell them later. But again, if you're having Harvester issues, build the Brawler's Key. If you have that Michael Jackson feeling like someone's always watching you, definitely build a Brawler's Ward, get yourself some vision. And before any of you call me out, I do know that was originally a Rockwell track with Michael Jackson on it. So getting a little bit sidetracked here. That's the advanced build. I have found it to be very, very effective. We're going to go into some gameplay footage. Now I do want to mention the footage is pre-patch 0.27. So those of you with a keen eye, you're going to notice some discrepancies with the amount of minions and things like that. I already had a ton of footage recorded before the big patch came out, so I decided to use it anyway. The differences, are substantial. However, the core concepts of how to play TwinBlast and how to use them effectively are the same. So either way, I think you guys will really get some knowledge out of this this gameplay footage and the guide. So without further ado, we're going to go right into some gameplay footage so you guys can see TwinBlast in action. So I want to start off by showing you guys a clip from the early game. Now, TwinBlast is miserably weak in the early game, so your best bet is to try and work with your team. And I want to highlight the importance of Rocket Dash, because in my opinion, that is TwinBlast's absolute most important ability. So here the enemy Richter gets caught by my Richter, who's setting up a play. I'm trying to back him up as much as I can, landing auto attacks, landing the slow. Right here, my Richter lands a beautiful pull. Now we're able to actually follow this guy under tower and get the kill because Richter is tanking aggro. However, even if he wasn't, I still had my Rocket Dash to get me out of danger. I'm going to drop this guy a good job because he played that absolutely perfect. So this is going to be another example of the type of plays that you can make with TwinBlast. If you're looking to learn Ranger, I do recommend using TwinBlast because due to his Rocket Dash, he, in my opinion, is one of the safest and most forgiving Rangers to learn. So here our right tower is getting pushed in by several enemies. I'm going to drop a slow because I see this guy is low health. So I go in, start attacking. I'm able to actually pick this guy up, and because I still have that Rocket Dash, I'm able to jump away, and I wasn't that far in front of my tower, so I'm basically safe. And by this time my team shows up to back me up anyway. But this just goes to show you that with TwinBlast, As long as your rocket dash is up, you can potentially engage and try to make a play and still have that trump card to get you out of danger. Early game, TwinBlast's ultimate is pretty unimpressive until you get some items, so I usually use it for wave clear, to be honest. You can use it in certain situations, but late game it can be extremely effective. So in this clip, we end up taking the Orb Prime boss down. However, I get caught out by the enemy Feng Mao and Gideon. Now again, because I have my rocket dash, I'm able to jump away, and then I pop my ult immediately, and myself and Feng Mao are able to take these two guys out. Now I almost died, however, I was able to get out because of that dash. A lot of other ranges would have just died there, so again, if you're looking to learn a ranger and get familiar with the playstyle, TwinBlast is your best bet. So there you go, guys. That is my TwinBlast cool guide for cool guys in Agora. I hope you guys enjoy playing TwinBlast. He's a really fun hero to play, and as of this most recent patch, he's really freaking strong. So pick him up, use the guide. I've had success with it. I think you will too. As always, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Please like, favorite, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think. I will definitely have another guide out for you as soon as I can. And as always, happy gaming.